Hello friends, this is Worm, the Uncorruptible, here today, and I do apologize for yesterday's video. The footage got corrupted, so yeah, we had to start from scratch. But with that being said, we are back with an episode of Destiny School, a series where I take your submitted gameplay and I watch it, review it, and thoroughly analyze it, giving my thoughts and opinions on what you have done good, what you could use work on, and stuff like that. And of course, today we have another submission by The Blonde Gamer. This person has submitted another clip, and they're the only ones that submitted, so if you want your gameplay reviewed, go ahead and submit it to me, and I will look over it and give my thoughts and opinions on it. Stop you right there, buddy. In order to submit footage, what I want you to do is upload it to YouTube, high definition, obviously, and tag me in it somewhere in the title or in the description or in the comments. Just tag me somehow in it. That way I can see it, and that's how we're going to do our reviews. But yeah, sorry, I forgot to say that when doing the initial recording. So yeah, there you go. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check out what Blonde has to show us. All right, so here we are over on YouTube. Looks like we have an HD clip here to watch, which is fantastic. And due to the incidences of what happened with yesterday's recording, I'm probably going to break this up a little bit. Basically what happened yesterday, full disclosure here, I actually watched this, I did a full review on it, and the footage I was going to upload to YouTube was somehow corrupted. So we're going to watch it again and just go over it again, and hopefully it won't get corrupted this time, which is why we're going to break it up probably into like 15-20 minute segments or something like that. But Blonde has kindly included some details of their build right here, right? So they go on to say, I wanted to use something similar to the build that you use on Hunter. So for their class setup, they have Marksman's Dodge, Triple Jump, Vortex Grenade, Deadfall Super, Vanishing Step, and Trapper's Ambush are the aspects. And for the fragments, we have Dilation, Remnants, Persistence, and Obscurity. Okay, so first of all, this is awesome. I like this. This is good. Perfect. This also is good. Perfect. Okay, I think both of these are absolute top tier fragments to be using with Void 3.0. Now, when it comes to Remnants and Obscurity, right? Now, I can't say much about Obscurity because I use Obscurity, right? I use Obscurity for the +10 that it gives you to recovery. So I can't say much about it, but I assume you're just trying to raise your recovery here. And Remnants, this isn't bad, right? This is not bad by any means, but I do think that there are better options than Remnants, right? Namely, we could cross out this and we could go with this one right here, right? Echo of Vigil. Echo of Vigil is a very strong aspect as it is, right? And Echo of Vigil, basically what it does is, of course, when you get a kill while you're critically wounded or while you're red health, you will get a Void Overshield. That is incredibly strong. And looking at your build here, looking at this, right? That's going to even make it even stronger. Now, another thing about Remnants as well is Remnants, I think is again, it's not bad. It doesn't have any negative stat attributions. Like it only does something positive for you by making your grenades last longer. But if you're not going with a pretty heavily grenade centric build, then it's really not worth it, right? Like I don't know. I think it's pretty mid, right? And what we really should do is count how many grenades you're going to be throwing throughout this gameplay. I know there's at least one, spoiler alert, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Remnants. But let's go to the rest of the loadout here. We have Rat King, of course, which Rat King is fantastic. We have Fellwinter's Lie, which this is interesting because you're fully committing to a close range build, right? Rat King, Rat King is a weapon and or is a sidearm, of course. And yes, they did just get a buff, but Rat King's effectiveness, especially on controller, is like this much, right? It's like 15 meters, right? So anybody outside of this is going to probably kill you, right? Which is one of the reasons why you see me run with a sniper, right? I run Rat King with Widow's Bite. Widow's Bite is my favorite sniper in the game. But yeah, so you're really committed to this 15 meter range, right? Now, within that 15 meter range, you're going to absolutely smash people. In fact, if we look at the heavy here, Retrofit Escapade, same thing. Like all three of these are going to absolutely dominate in this area. But outside of it, you're, outside of the 15-meter line, you're going to be screwed, right? So one of the things I could potentially, recommend going forward is maybe substituting Fellwinter's Lie with maybe a fusion rifle, maybe a sniper. I don't know. Again, I don't know how well you perform with snipers, but if you can perform fairly well with snipers, you might want to throw a sniper in there. Or if you don't mind, running double primaries and just throwing on a pulse rifle or maybe a scout rifle, just something to give you a mid to long range game, right? Obviously, when you're using Rat King, this is your close quarters, right? Rat King can outgun people at shotgun ranges, right? And especially if you're playing the Invis playstyle, which obviously it looks like you're going to be doing that. Yeah, like you're definitely going to be dominating at close range with Rat King. We'll see how often you use Fellwinter's Lie, and we'll see how often you use Retrofit Escapade. Again, I'm not going to really comment on the heavy of choice here. I do, if you're worried about perfectly optimizing, I think that Retrofit Escapade probably not the best choice here. 900 round per minute machine guns, which that's the same thing you had on in the last episode that we did, and I reviewed your gameplay. Then you had another 900 round per minute machine gun on. They're not the best in the Crucible. They blow their load like insanely fast. You're going to miss a lot of shots. Like, you're better off with a 450, maybe a 360, or if you want to fire and forget, just do a rocket launcher, right? But again, it's heavy. It's not going to be that important. We'll see if you even pick up heavy during this game. And of course, finally, for our armor, we have Omnioculus, and you say here you have no mods other than stat boosting mods, okay? So I don't know what you're going for with the no mods, but you should definitely be having on at least some reloader mods, some targeting mods wouldn't hurt, some unflinching mods. Like, there are mods that you can do that will improve your gameplay, that don't have, you don't have to worry about. You put them on and they're just working automatically, right? And especially with targeting mods with Rat King, which, we'll see how good your aim is with Rat King. But targeting mods with Rat King are tremendously helpful because Rat King has relatively low aim assistance in comparison to other 300 round per minute sidearms. Also, I will say this, I know that you have the catalyst for this weapon, okay? So the catalyst is bringing it to 80. For those of y'all watching who do not have the Rat King catalyst and you want to try to copy this build, you need to go do Nightfalls till you get the Rat King catalyst. The Rat King, in my opinion, is not worth using unless you have the catalyst. But let's move on here to Omnioculus too, because I want to make a note of this. Omnioculus is a solid choice for an Invis build, okay? But you have to play into it. You have to play into it, right? And my personal opinion, Omnioculus, again, S tier. This is S plus inside of PvE, right? That's what it is. But in PvP, I would say this is probably maybe lower A tier, A minus tier at best in PvP. Okay, the two exotics that I want to like steer you towards with this build are, number one, Graviton Forfeit. Okay, and Graviton Forfeit, the reason why I say Graviton Forfeit is because Graviton Forfeit gives you so many benefits for utilizing your invisibility. Like, number one, it makes your invis last longer, which is a huge deal, right? And we might be able to bring that up in a little bit, but it turns your invisibility base invis timer from 5 seconds to 7, your medium tier from 7 to 9, and then your long tier 2 from 9 to 11 seconds or 12 seconds, something like that. So Graviton Forfeit would be S plus, and then another one, and this is actually going to be in direct competition with Omnioculus because it's in the same slot, is the 6th Coyote, right? The 6th Coyote is in my opinion, probably the better option here, right? Like, Omnioculus, yes, it gives you 2 smoke bombs. Yes, you can infinitely refund those smoke bombs if you're hitting allies. But when you're using invis, you really should be kind of running solo, right? Unless you're with somebody who you're in comms with who can turn invisible at the same time, and y'all go on a dual flank or something like that, right? So 6th Coyote, in my opinion, is the better option than Omnioculus, because again, your dodge here, Marksman's dodge, cools down at tier 10 mobility, which we don't know your stats. I'll say that I don't know the stats here. They never show the stats. We also don't know the end game. We don't know the overall performance, but I want to say it's 14 seconds whenever you have max mobility, right? For a marksman's dodge cooldown versus Omnioculus, where if you're at tier 10 strength, which I can tell by watching you're not at tier 10 strength, but at tier 10 strength, it's going to be, what is it, like a minute? Like 1 minute or something like that, I guess. And yeah, you get 2 of them. Yes, you can instantly get them back by smoking allies, but I think that 6 Coyote is the better choice. I think the Graviton Forfeit would be the better of the 2 options to go with here. But yeah, so that's going to be it for the loadout. That's awesome. I like that you included that in the description there. Makes it nice and easy. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and watch what's about to happen. All right, so we're on Javelin 4. I assume this is you probably over here. Also, we'll probably utilize the playback speed a little bit in this video. Okay, black screen, long black screen. Gotta love Destiny 2 load times, right? Let's see here. Let's go. Okay, let's go back right here. So we just loaded in. You're gonna go to C. Nope, we're going past C, go to B. Okay, so already I like this. This is different from what you did last week. Last week you stopped on C and let your one ally go to the flag by himself. You go invis here, and you got 2 enemies. Okay, let's see what happens before we talk about this. Okay, you got 1 kill. Back invis, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. Okay, so first of all, I want to point out this. Now, normally I would say this is not the play, right? It's okay, like you get about right here. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so you go invisible. There's nobody up on your radar here, right? And normally I would say that it's not really wise to go invis when there's no one on your radar, but because this is the opening of the game and you could almost put money on the fact that somebody's going to be coming up this back hallway over here towards B, right? Going invisible before you're even on their radar is a big deal, because, and I think that's what happens here if we watch closely, because while you're invisible, also, I want to point out, you clearly know how to use invis, which is awesome, right? Notice, I want to point out, notice anybody who's watching who wants to use invis, notice when Blonde goes invis here, she does not, or he, I assume she, Blonde Gamer, that's got to be a she name, right? Anyways, I assume that this person, she or he, sorry, doesn't sprint. This is a fundamental part of invisibility, because invisibility, whenever you sprint, it will break your invis. Sorry, not break your invis. It will ping the radar for 2 seconds for the enemy, right? So, but yeah, you go up here, the good invis, good use of it. You know what you're doing. And you get a kill here that was actually really good aim. So I know last week when we talked, one of the things I said is that maybe up your sensitivity or something, because your aim was just a tiny bit off. That was good aim. We'll have to just analyze the aim as the game goes on, but you got 1 kill here. Your team's catching up. You're capping the flag. And then we got this wall down here. So we're going to throw a grenade at it. Okay. So just like last week, we have the wall and you throw a grenade at it. However, there's a big difference between last week and this week, right? The grenade that you threw at this wall, I think, is actually a really smart move to make here, right? That was a very, very smart move. And the reason why is because it's not a scatter grenade, it's a vortex grenade, right? It's a vortex grenade, so it's going to linger, it's going to damage that wall, number one. So it's going to get that wall out of there faster, and your team's also shooting at it, so it's going to break it quicker, because, if we rewind it just a teeny weeny bit here, you can see that there are 2 enemies. There's one here, that's probably the one that put up the wall, and there's one right here, right? And then I think your teammate's about to kill somebody else's right here. So there's 3 guys. I think there's 3. But throwing the grenade at this wall here will help break it faster and help potentially get them damage and push them back. If not, allow your team to get a kill here. But also where you threw it, let me see. I don't know if you intentionally threw it a little bit to the left, but I think that it was relatively smart to do that, because again, if they're trying to run around the door that's like behind them, right? Like if they're trying to run out this door, your vortex grenade that you landed about right here, or maybe it's right here on the ground, it's going to suck them away from that door and towards you. Or, maybe the only thing potentially you could have done like better, so to speak, without, I think this was a really smart play, but the only thing you could have potentially done better is hit it right about here, right? So that it sucks them out from behind the wall while still damaging the wall, right? But I think that this grenade, again, this was a perfectly fine grenade. It's all in the abilities, right? It's all about knowing which abilities you have on and what they can do. That's why I think the vortex grenade against the wall was a smart thing. So your teammates get the kill. Okay, we are just chilling. Kind of maybe getting a battlefield analysis. Okay, so we go invisible here, and okay, your teammate comes in and saves your booty. Well, I'm okay. Hold on, back it up here. Let's see here. You go invis right here. This, I think, is unnecessary, right? This is an unnecessary time to go invisible. And the key, like we said earlier in this video, the key to invis is knowing like where your allies are, because you know, the big draw to using invis is you're off the radar for the most part, right? You still technically ping the radar a little bit, but going invis is going to almost eliminate you from the radar, and it's gonna allow you to catch enemies who aren't paying attention off guard very, very easily. Okay, but notice if we look up here, it's a little bit blurry, I'm sorry, but we got teammates that are very, very close to you. They're in close proximity, right? Also, this is a funnel right here, so any enemy that's like, say, like over here, or maybe like in this doorway, which there was a guy right here, they know that you're probably going to be coming from this direction, right? Because this is, like I said, this is a funnel. So I don't think invis was like necessarily the greatest play right here. As well, you know, you go up here and like maybe you yeah, it looks like you did kind of catch this guy off guard. I don't think you had to be invis to do that. He had a bow. Okay, he was using a bow, like, and you're using Rat King. Rat King, if you hit 4 crits, a 0.6 second time to kill. That's bonkers fast. That is a bonker fast time to kill. But anyways, yeah, we got that kill, no problem. So we're gonna go back. Okay, we're gonna go to A. I'm guessing you're gonna cap A. Yes, perfect. Again, I don't have any problems with this. You've got an ally there helping you. So what you could do with your allies here is run back to B. But okay, perfect. So yeah, you're using Omnioculus to its strength, right? You smoke bomb them. Notice you got your entire smoke bomb back, right? So you only have 1 charge. You do it, boom, you got it back. Now you've got 9 seconds of invis. You also start sprinting here. Again, normally I would say don't sprint while you're invisible, but I think you're fine because you just left your home flag. You know, your invisibility is going to run out before you even get to a place where combat is going to be present. And I see a mistake here. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I don't think it's a problem, you know, doing invis and sprinting with invis right there. However, this right here is a problem. Okay, and let's just back it up a little tiny bit here, and let's analyze why it's a problem. Okay, so you're coming up, you're right in the middle. So right here, you just turned, you know, you just became visible. Is that the word? Yeah, I guess that's the word, right? Notice on the radar up here. Okay, on the radar, you see that there's red, which means he's off that direction, right? He's off that direction. So when you come up here, number one, you have a dodge, right? You have a dodge ability. So if you're trying to turn invisible, if you just want to go invis, you should have used your dodge here, right? But if you're trying to like confuse the enemy, and you can even see this guy right here, right? There's a guy right there clearly in your sights, right? If you're trying to use a smoke bomb to trick enemies, you want to throw it. This is fine, but you want to throw it where they can't see it, and you want to throw it where they're not literally looking at you as you throw it, right? Because here's the thing about the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb, what it's meant to do is confuse the enemy, right? It's meant to confuse the enemy because basically the smoke bomb pings the radar wherever it's at, right? It pings the radar wherever it is, and it turns you invisible. So what you can do with this is you can throw it at a wall like you did here, and you can move kind of away from it, and enemies will think you are wherever the smoke bomb is, right? Which is fantastic. The only problem, right? The only problem with this is that where you placed it, he can see that you placed it there, and he knows the smoke bomb's there. So your whole like trick that you were going for has gone out the window because he sees that. Okay. Now there's another guy here. You get the kill. I want to back up just a smidge here because I want to watch the kill feed. I don't know who this guy is, but does Octopus? Okay, so Octopus did get that kill over there. Okay, maybe you saw that. So okay, but otherwise I would say stepping into combat right here, and I know you're probably trying to get close so you can kill him easier. If Octopus hadn't killed the guy that's over here to the left that you just saw a second ago, he would have killed you 100%. right? But you get this kill, fantastic. Again, aim seems really good. Your invis, you still got the smoke there. Actually, hold on, I want to back up just 1 second. So you, okay. Now I don't know. Okay, full disclosure, I don't know if this was intentional. Okay, but also when you threw your smoke bomb there, you stay really close to that smoke bomb, right? Again, like we just talked about, smoke bombs are like traps, so to speak, right? They're traps that are meant to confuse the enemy. You should throw it down and then move away from it, right? That way, you know, enemies will be baited into walking into your smoke, and then you can go on a flank on them, right? So hanging out right here close to it. Now, again, I don't want to criticize this too hard because there is a guy out here. Maybe as you were going to go on a flank, you saw this guy out here and you change your mind. You're going to go back and get in a combat with him. But you go out there, you get the kill. No issue. Get the invis going. And yeah, that's pretty good. Let me see here. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where your team... Let me look at where your teams are. Okay, so your team is all outside. Sorry, I just want to kind of get an analysis of that real quick. So there is a guy over there. Okay, so I don't know if you're again, you're paying attention, because I know last week we talked about some radar struggle, but your radar is red up here, right? Like he's to your left. And then I really wholeheartedly believe that you did not see this guy on your radar. Right, like let me just back up a little bit more. Right here, right, and let me see here. I'll pause it right here. Okay, here's where the radar is, and I know it's probably difficult, YouTube, for y'all to see, but the radar is red on the outside rings up here. You take my word for it. I promise I can see it on my screen pretty well. The radar is red up there, right, and it's coming from this direction. It's not coming from over here. It's coming from this direction, kind of over here somewhere. Okay, so of course, you know, you're going to walk up here. It's still red there. It's still red right there. And you get closer. And now, let me see if I can time that a little tiny bit better. Okay, right here, this is the best we're going to get, I guess. But right here, they have now moved in a lot closer because the big chunk of your radar is red. And y'all can kind of see it there. But the big chunk of your radar is red, but you're still looking outside. There's no red. I don't see any red on the radar. And I think the reason why is because it is common for enemies who are spawning like back over here by C to come up the stairs and around this corner. Plus your teammate just died. So maybe you're thinking there are people in this kind of area around here, right? But don't like it's important to look and analyze the battlefield and what's going on with your teammates and stuff, but your priority should be your radar, right? At any rate, so you go around the corner. I think you saw this guy, and just the way that this flows right here, the way that you are looking forward and you snap, you saw him not on the radar, but you saw him, you know, from out of your peripheral. Sorry, I can't talk today. So you go invis here. I don't think invis. Well, hold on. Actually, let me analyze this again. Okay, I don't think invis was that bad of a decision here, right? Because when you see him, you unaim down sights. So again, I think that you should have waited 1 more second. I don't think you had time to look at the radar before you turned invis, but there's no big red chunks, right? I don't actually see any red right now, and I don't know if it's because the invis it hasn't activated yet. Maybe there's a little bit of red up here that we can't see because it's blocked by the YouTube title, but turning invis here, I don't think was necessarily a horrible idea, right? But let's watch and see what happens. So you're gonna go around the corner here, looking forward, and okay, he got you. Okay, so this is a my opinion a classic mistake, right? Before you turn invisible, you knew he was over there. Like you 100%. I mean, you saw him. You saw all your teammate was out, like, and over here, your team's over here, and there was an enemy right here, right? And you got killed by this enemy. And I think this is one of those situations where the radar has kind of screwed you over, right? All right, get a drink real quick, because I think you're probably heavily relying on your radar in this instance. And of course, when you turn invisible, any enemy beyond 20 meters of you will not show up on radar, right? It's one of the balancing factors they did a couple seasons ago. I hate it, but whatever, you know, it is what it is, right? But that's one of the balancing factors. So of course, you go invis, you're ready to go on the attack, right? So you walk around the corner. My first question is, why on earth are you looking this way, and why are you not looking this way, right? Like you saw him over there. So you're, you know, as you go around the corner here, you're looking straight forward. And I don't, again, I think it's because the radar has probably tricked you, right? The radar plays head games. Like, you know, I know a little bit later in this clip, there's a spot where we could play some major head games, but the radar right here has played a head game on you this time around, because you thought there was not a dude there because he was probably just outside that 20-meter range. And as soon as you get to this spot right here, now he's inside of it. Right. And of course he kills you, and you notice, I don't know if maybe you heard the fusion rifle charging, right? Or if you saw the radar turn red right there, but I mean, he got you. You know, I don't think that was bad aim. I think that was just panic aim. You know, you saw him too late. You saw the fusion rifle. You figured, hey, I got to try to kill him. It didn't work. The things I would have potentially done differently, right? Number one, when you are right here, right? Like you're about to go invis. You see him up there, or wait, hang on, you don't see him. Let's just say, okay, you see him right here. You know he's there. You go invis. The routes from this point, let's wait till you're invis, right? The route from this point that I would have taken, actually, let's just back up just a smidge, because I want to get a good view of the, okay, so this is a good view of the battlefield. So you're invis. The route that I would have recommended is to single hop up on top of this and peeked around this little wall right here, right? And just look around there and see if you can see where he is. Did he, because it's possible maybe he ran back and he was going to go around C and maybe come out here, maybe, I don't know, but you could have hopped up here just to look and get a feel. And if you wanted to play even safer, you could hop right here and you could third person emote, right? And see around the corner. That would have been in my opinion, the best play. Also, you could, just for future reference, this little spot right here, you can actually walk up next to this thing, and you can kind of see through here. I don't know how easily it's going to pop up in the YouTube video, but right here, you can see through this, and look like at the staircase, at that little ledge over here, you can see all that, and nobody can shoot you. Like the enemy can see you too, but y'all can't shoot each other, right? So it gives you that free intel without putting yourself at substantial risk. But yeah, I think, you know, the play would have been to climb up on top of this and see where he went. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we know that enemies, they don't frequently disappear, right? Like they'll typically, especially, you know, I think that you're playing, I see he's a level 5. He's probably not like trying to analyze and go for a smart route or anything like that. Like he's probably just sitting there waiting, like tapping his fusion rifle, like, okay, I got to get this kill. But yeah, so we all saw what happened. Of course, you know, you walk around the corner here, you didn't see him. He pops up right there. You turn around. He gets you, you know, big deal, whatever. I think that was the first death, right? So we're going to spawn on A, and we're going to go to B. Okay, so we see their cap in B. What are you going to do here? Okay. And, okay. So this play right here, earlier I alluded to a head game that you can play on enemies. First and foremost, we talked about this a lot earlier in the video, but this hall right here, this hall that goes up towards B, is what is called a funnel, right? And a funnel, how does a funnel work in real life? It takes a wide area and moves it to a small area, right? This does the same thing. It takes in people that are coming from this direction and from this direction and forces them to go one direction right here. No cover or anything. Right? And you walked literally right into this funnel. And as you saw here, that dude, he hit you with a bow, but he was waiting for you. Funnels, like, it's something like you just have to learn where they are. This map has a funnel. There's a couple other maps that have funnels on them, right? But funnels are something that you really, really want to try to avoid, especially in a situation like this. Like you can see he's capping the flag. I would assume he's by himself. Let me look at the speed. Yeah, he's definitely by himself. Like it's capping slow enough that he's, well, he was maybe not. Okay, there was 2 people at least on it, but now he's by himself, right? Because it was going fast, then it started going slow. At any rate, you do one of what I would say is probably the most rookie mistakes of Invis, which is like drawing way too much attention to yourself, right? So you come up here, you throw a smoke down. Okay, now this dude, we already know because we saw it just a second ago, he's looking down this hall right here. But what you did when you just threw this smoke bomb here, you told him, hey, this is where I am. This is where I'm coming from. Because remember, smoke bombs ping enemy radars. You told him, I'm right here. I'm about to come around this corner. And again, you know, with the funnel here, with the funnel, you only have one direction to come from, right? If he can see you on the radar from you know, his point of view, which I'm going to draw a little diagram here, right? So here's B, and here's that block of cover on B. Then here's the hall, and here's the hall, and this is like that doorway, right? And then here's that block of cover. Here's where you just threw your smoke bomb at, and then of course there's like a door right over here, right? Yeah. So when you threw this here, he's standing like right here, right? He's standing right here, and he is watching down this hall. He can see your smoke bomb pinging the radar. You can't come from anywhere else but this hall. It's not like you have some secret room that you can go in and go flank this way, you know, or anything like that. Like, you have one option, which is coming straight down this hall. So he's just looking down the hall, and he sees that the radar is being pinged right here. So he knows that you're there or something there, right? So he's not going to take his eyes off of this hall. And that's exactly what it does. He doesn't take his eyes off the hall. You come up there, you know, you die, right? He hits you double time with the bow. You know, also, you know, again, I appreciate your knowledge of invis when you know, knowing that when you sprint, it triggers the radar, right? And you're not doing it. But in this instance, like I said, you've already triggered the radar. He already knows where you're coming from because that funnel right there. You have nowhere else to come from. He's looking there because the radar is red. It's pinging red, and you walk literally like walk, right? Like, watch again. You walk right out there. Okay, you don't sprint and try to take cover. You walk right out there. Then you start sprinting. Once you get hit, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta run. But it's a little bit too late, right? So, this though is one of those times I want to talk about a head game you can play. Now, this is an advanced. This is an advanced trick that you can do here, right? And let me back up just a little bit so we can get a nice clear view of what's going on. Okay, we'll go about right here. So you're about to put your smokes about like right here, right? Which is going to ping his radar. It's going to turn you invisible. There is a really, like, one of the reasons I love invis so much is because it turns you into potentially an unpredictable monster, right? And you can play some tremendous head games with people. And I do it all the time, right? I'm going to draw a diagram on what's like one of these. Again, this is a very advanced play, but it works, right? So here's B. Here's the cover on B, right? Here's that big box. Here's like the room in the hall that goes around. Here's where you put your smoke down. Here's the other hall up to the, or actually, you know what? We're going to start this over. I don't like that. We're going to draw a little bit smaller here. Here's B, right? There's the cover on B. You know, here's the hall down to where you are. Here's where you put the smoke. Here's the hall that goes up like this. This is where the enemy is. This is where he's looking, right? Actually, let's take that off real quick. And then here is the little box or whatever that you can use as cover. And then of course we have the doorway right here. You threw the smoke here. Here's the head game that I would have gone for. Okay, with if I'm gonna use the smoke grenade, right? You throw the smoke here, so you've now convinced him that you are this way. You're also invisible. What I would do is I would run across while invisible right in front of him to this spot right here, right? Because you're invisible. He knows you're invisible. He knows you're off the radar. He's going to start thinking, oh my God, they're about to come. You know, his thoughts. Let me actually draw his thoughts in. We'll just do blue. His thought is, you're about to take this route right here towards B, right? But also he's got to worry about the ping that's coming from over here. So he still wants to watch. He still wants to watch this hall, right? That's natural. That's what he wants to do. So he's now torn. Like, okay, do I watch, you know, from either the top of the box or the right of the box, or maybe even the left of the box? Or do I continue watching down this hall where the radar's pinging? He's gotten confused because you literally just showed yourself in which direction you're going. Then the route that you're going to take, you're going to go from this corner, wait here about half a second, and then you're going to come up like this, right? And from this point, I think you have a much higher chance of winning. Now, you could also play it very simple, and you could just actually go out here. Like, you have the loadout to handle close range much easier, right? So you come outside, you know, attack from out over in this area, and I think that you'd 100% think that you'd win, right? Easy peasy. But like I said, that head game, because here's his thoughts, right? He sees you cross over here. His thought is, okay, she's going to go on the outside, so I'm going to back up over to like here, right? Because there's like a little box around B, and then there's a hall over here, right? I'm going to back up probably all the way to this corner potentially, because I think that you're coming from this way. So I'm going to go over here. That way I can, you know, watch from, you know, around this part of the cover, or maybe watch the top. Maybe he jumps up top and is waiting for you. But when you go this way, this is the most unpredictable thing that you could possibly do in this situation, right? Because he's going to see you run this way. He's not going to expect you to instantly double back and go back up here, right? Again, that's an advanced tip. That is an advanced tactic that you can employ with invisibility. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. But yeah, that's just, again, advanced tip. But yeah, that's not what happened. Of course, throw the smoke, ping the radar. He knows where you're coming from. He shoots you once. You're trying to get to cover, and he gets the kill. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so your team's capping C. You're gonna go up there. You're gonna cap C as well. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it for a second. Okay, so you've got so you got ally here. Looks like Big Juicy is the only one. The only one who's up there kind of on the flag, or towards the flag. You got two allies also running towards B, one going around the back. Okay, so we saw red pop up on the radar. You go invis. Okay, you're in invis. You're moving forward. You're looking with Rat King. Okay. I'm back up here. I don't think that going invis, where was it? Just a little bit up here. Like, you go invis kind of around this area on the map. I don't think this was necessarily a bad play. Like, you saw the radar turn red. He grappled or something in there, so he moved really quick. So you didn't get a chance to go invis when he was just on the outside of your radar, but you go invis right here. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on, but you kind of take a long time to get up there. Like, the dude that came in here, notice your radar up here. We count 1, 2, 3. There are 3 allies, you know, and one just died here, right? But there are 3 allies and you got 4 people in this area, and the radar just flashed red. It just flashed red. This is the time where you make the judgment call to rush while invisible. And I know I talk about, oh, you know, don't sprint while invisible, but this is the time to sprint, right? Because your allies are also, and you can see them up on the radar, they're also going up in there, right? And they got the kill. They probably would have got the kill before you regardless. But, you know, again, I don't think that going invis there was necessarily a bad idea. However, I do think that this is a bad idea, what you're doing right here. Ready? Because look at this. You look around the corner, Rat King, you know, you're aiming at B. Nothing crazy, right? Like, this isn't bad. What does this say right here? That says 30 meters. When we talked about Rat King and your entire loadout, what did we talk about your distance should be? 15 meters. You are more than double the distance away from the actual flag itself than you should be, right? And that's kind of problematic. But let's see what happens. Okay. Again, so, you know, you come up to this point right here and you just stop. Again, B is still 23 meters away. That is outside of your effective range. If you were aiming like maybe like right here, I would kind of understand it a little tiny bit more, but this regardless is a bad idea. Okay. It's a bad idea for a multitude of reasons. First reason, let me clear this. First reason here. You are looking at 3 angles that you can be attacked from. You can be attacked from a guy right here. You can be attacked from a guy that decides to climb up top. Or you could be straight up bum rushed by a dude coming through this doorway right here. There are 3 points of attack that you could be facing right now. Not only that, but you're aim down sights for, again, a long time, right? Like, you know, we talked about this last week, aiming down sights. You don't want to do it for an incredibly long time, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 seconds. You got about 5 seconds of ADS. 5 seconds is an eternity. I'm gonna do this one more time. Let's see here. Let's because what I'm gonna do, as soon as you start ADSing, I'm just gonna stop talking. We're gonna watch the clip and let it play out. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I don't know about y'all. That was an eternity. Like for me to sit there and be quiet for that long, that was an eternity. And in game, that is an eternity. Okay, so aiming down sights, again, you had 3 angles that somebody could have come and killed you from, potentially 4, I guess, or 5 if you want to talk behind you as well, but your team was behind you. I don't see that realistically happening. But yeah, don't aim down sights, don't sit there like that for so long. But you move up to B, you get an assist right there, your teammate dies, you're helping cap the flag, you've got 2 other teammates with you, one of them just died. Okay, and you're gonna get this kill, right? Okay, yeah, this is a beautiful thing here. Echo of Dilation, baby. Y'all watch this radar. Crouches. Boom. Oh, yeah. Echo of Dilation is literally one of the best fragments in the game. Like the ability to have that enhanced radar. So good. And this is the epitome of a perfect showcase of it, right? Because you can literally watch where this guy's going. He's right here. Now he's over here. You know, he's still right here. There he comes. You get the kill. Echo of Dilation. Such a good void fragment. We're going to cap the flag. You and a teammate. Your teammate, I think, just died behind you, right? Yeah, teammate just died. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. You get a couple shots off. Okay. Okay, so this... Okay, so this... there's one complaint I have here. I want to slow this down. I want to count something really quick. We'll set it at half speed, okay? So we're here. We got some damage off, kind of close, so you know they're probably coming. Now they're really close. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3. Hang on. So we're gonna count how many shots. And the reason why I'm counting how many shots, we'll talk about it in a second. Let me just count the shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Whew. So I know we talked about, you know, not criticizing bad aim, right? And we're not going to criticize like straight up bad aim. Like that's, you know, we don't do that here, but we will criticize tracking, because in this gunfight, you shot 5 shots, right? Where was it at? Right. Let's see here. Oh, I rewinded a little bit too far. Let's see here. Right here, you shot 5 shots while aiming right here. Okay, at nothing, right? This dude's above you. This dude that you were originally damaging is now up way the hell up here in freaking Narnia, right? You shoot 5 shots here. Okay, number one, like you're using Rat King, so 8 shots, that leaves you with 7. Rat King doesn't have a huge magazine, right? It's got a 15 round mag. That's really not a lot. Like, yeah, you can probably choke out 3 kills comfortably, you know, but when you shoot 5 shots, 5 misses, that's problematic, right? That's problematic. But we're watching here. You shoot 5 shots, and I'm going to leave it paused on this screen right here because you died. Like, obviously, you know, you got outnumbered. You hit the one, the second one came around the corner. Like, you were probably destined to lose this fight anyways. But let me tell you how you could have potentially won it, you know, or had a higher chance of winning it, right? So I'm gonna use little dots as like marks for each shot. So you shot 1, 2, 3. You hit 2 of these shots, right? So 2 of these shots, these 2 shots right here, we're good. Then you shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then I didn't even see how many you'd shot after that. When you're shooting, as soon as this dude flings up in the air, I mean, realistically, I think you should only be shooting 2 more shots at nothing right here. You shouldn't be shooting, you know, 5. You know, you shoot 8 shots, right? So 1, 2, 3. You know, you missed. I think, because if I'm not mistaken, you missed the very first. Well, actually, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you hit it. Okay. At any rate, you hit the first 3 shots. So that puts you at a 12. You have 12 rounds left in the mag. You should have missed 2 more shots, okay? maybe 3, but I'm going to say 2. So 1, 2, 3, you hit. Your 4th shot should have been about right here. Your 5th shot should have been about right here. And your 6th shot of your magazine should have been on target, right? Like you should have tracked him as he went up. You didn't have to stop shooting, right? Like, you know, you didn't have to have that kind of discipline. You could have just kept shooting and you probably would have got the kill, which you did. You did get 1 kill. But I think you could have walked out of this alive, easy peasy, right? You still have a dodge up. You still have a marksman's dodge up. But yeah, 1, 2, 3 shots. You hit 3 of them, 4, 5, and then the 6th shot should have hit. That would have put you at 9 rounds in the magazine. And this dude, it seemed like he was 1 shot. I don't know if an ally was shooting him or maybe if your arc buddy did enough damage, but it looks like you got him in 1 shot, right? So that would leave you with 8 rounds in the magazine had you not blown your entire load here. 8 rounds is more than enough to kill this guy. But you were already super, super weak. So let's play this back very, very slow. Right? I'm gonna just rewind it right to here. Okay. We're gonna watch. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 3, right? There's 3 shots. And yeah, I mean this dude is 1 shot. Your arc buddy hit him. You hit him for 2 crits and a body. Like, I mean, look at his health. He's ready to go. Right? So 1, 2, 3. So you miss 4, 5. Okay. But that 5th shot again should have been about right here. 6 shot or 4 shot here, 5th shot here, 6 shot on target. Hang on, let me count the bullets again because you should have killed him by the 6th shot, right? That's what we're calculating. Okay. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shot right there. This is how much health you have, and you would have just killed him if you tracked him properly, right? You would have just killed him, right? Right here, you have got on marksman's dodge. Immediately, as soon as he's dead, dodge. It'll start your health regeneration, and it can take you potentially, if you know how to aim your dodge, it can take you around this corner right here, around this little bit of cover over here. When that happens, you know, if they damage you, you stop health regeneration, but you're out of the gun fight and you're invisible, right? So you have an advantage still, right? Or, I mean, best case scenario, you dodge, they don't hit you again, you get back to full health, you're ready to re-engage in the fight almost immediately, right? But by that 6th shot, you still have, I would say this is about half health, right? I think this is a little tiny bit more than half health. I want to say your actual guardian health is 58, or no, it's less than half. You're a little bit less than half health, right? Depending on your resilience, I guess, too. But I definitely think you could have walked out of this alive. But let's say you had missed another shot or 2. Now you're red bar, right? And this is when we talked at the beginning of the video about builds, you know, about the build. This is where Echo of Vigil, again, could have come in. Because let's say your shields are broken here. Let's say you just now killed him. You missed an extra 1 or 2 shots, but then you killed him. You would have had an overshield. Then you could have instantly dodged. The overshield would have, you know, saved you, which you're also in a rift, so maybe not. But I mean, it looks like you'd have to dodge literally at the perfect timing, right? But your red health, let's see. I think you're gonna get okay. You're back to red health. You could have dodged now, right? Let's see here. Have you got the kill yet? Where's the kill? Where's the kill? Right here. Again, I know you're low health. Any tickle of damage is going to kill you. But again, right here, you could have dodged. And especially if you had Echo of Vigil, 100%, I think you would have survived this attack. Maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. But 100%, I think you would have got it. Also, remember, when you dodge, it breaks enemy aim assistance, which is a huge, huge deal. Right? Okay, but you know, enough of that. Of course, that's not what happened. You know, you got double teamed. Not a big deal to get double teamed. Your team comes in, kills him, kind of saves the day. Let's see here. They're capping B. Okay. Again, we have a situation where you go invis when you've got 2 allies right here. Like this is deja vu. This was the same guy that was with you earlier when you went invis in the same spot, right? You're invis here. Let's see what happens. Okay, he's ready to go. He's down, and you die. This Again, if you had Echo Vigil on, you could have survived it, but let's go over how. Okay, number one, don't dodge right here. There's no reason to go invisible. The enemy, they already know y'all are down here. They see what is that, Brennan, whatever his name is, and they see Sohalia, I don't know how you say it. They see both of y'all. You being invisible is not going to help you very much here, because their radar is already pinging red. They already see allies. So when you walk around invisible and the enemy's already aiming at this area ready to go, it's not going to help you, right? So don't use your invisibility right here. Instead, save that dodge, right, for this moment right here. You go up here. All right, let's say you're not invisible. This dude, he clearly saw you. I mean, literally the second you walked around the corner, he decided to Icarus dash into a wall, right? He Icarus dashed into a wall. You got the kill, right? This is you. This is not your teammate. This is you that got the kill. With that being said, at this instant, right, and I see you go for a manual reload because you know that's going to save you, but it didn't. Instead, if you had saved your dodge right now, two things. Number one, you would have been, let's see if we can get it back. Let's see, dodge right now. You would have been right in the free, right? If you had Vigil on, of course, you would have got an overshield as well. You would have dodged. This guy, I think he's hitting you with a fusion rifle, isn't he? Or not a fusion rifle. What's it called? Let me see what you die by. Oh, you got killed by Skyburner's Oath. Okay. Sorry, I hear a trace rifle. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, if you had dodged right here, I think your chances of living would have been higher. And again, you didn't have a dodge because you used it kind of pointlessly over here, right? You use it kind of pointlessly over here, but you know, if you had it, I think you could have survived this. And especially with Echo Vigil on, it takes your survivability chances, up tremendously higher. But of course, you know, you died, they kept the flag, your team's still down there. Let's see what you're going to do now. Oh, sorry, let me get that off the screen. Gonna go up to B again. Okay, gonna smoke you and an ally. Again, invis here, not necessary. You know. Okay, so there's somebody on B and there's somebody to the left of B. Okay, there's a guy on B right there. And oh my god, you are okay. You are so lucky. I feel like you've had a lot of luck in this game. Like a lot of luck in this game, right? Let's talk about what just happened here, right? So you come up here, you can see there's two people. There's at least two people, right? The radar is red here and here, right? You know somebody's probably over here, and you know somebody's off down this hallway, right? And I think you realize that because you're right here and you're kind of, you see the bullets coming across too. You kind of start looking to the right, but then you see this dude, he's injured and he's up there. Start shooting him. I have no beef with this. This is good. This is what you should do. The problem is your movement here. You go from outside, you know where you had that cover, that wall cover, and you start walking forward to get this kill. Now, you didn't even get the kill. In fact, you didn't even deal any damage. You didn't even get a what's it called, assist. You didn't deal enough damage to get an assist on this Guardian. And now this dude behind you, I mean, you are in his plain sights, right? And I think again, I think he's got a bow on because I think that's what I heard. But he's got a bow on. You should not have survived this. You should have died, right? And luckily for you, your teammate had a healing grenade there. But you know, actually, let me watch what's gonna happen. Yeah, he comes flying around the corner. He 100%. He even used a melee, right? That dude's probably the one that hit you with the bow, right? The dude that flies around the corner in a second, he's the one that hit you with the bow. He was coming to kill you. He was coming to finish you off right here. That's what that melee was. Okay, that melee is meant to be used as a finisher. You don't prime people with that melee. Like that melee, the tracking on it and everything is insanely good. You should have died here. I think that the tracking on it, either his aim, because it looks like it hit kind of down on the ground right here. But it also, like, if it hit anybody, it hit these two guys because they're a little bit closer. Sorry. Ew. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're a little bit closer. So you got uber lucky. You also had that restoration or that healing grenade there to help you heal up a little bit. Insanely lucky. Insanely lucky. I mean, really, I cannot believe how lucky you are in this because you should have died. Like, by all accounts, you should have died right here. But yeah, don't well, and then you did die. Oh, we'll talk about this in a second though. But yeah, don't just walk out. Actually, this is a good angle. So earlier where I was talking about, the enemy was right here, right? There's the enemy. You're standing right about here. Oops, can't draw, sorry. There's you. There's your legs. There we go. And then there's, of course, an enemy standing kind of in this hallway somewhere over here. He's shooting this direction. When you walk in right here. I mean, literally, like where you're aiming down sights. I mean, you are literally standing in the middle of this hallway with your back to the enemy. You should have died. You didn't, but you should have died. At any other situation, I guarantee you would have died right here, right? Don't do that. Okay. He was injured. You saw your team was kind of going up on the fly. You could see him, back there a little bit. They're going up there. Let them handle it. You just stay right here, because this guy also that's back here, he's not going to want to push up if you're right here and enemies are right here, right? He knows that's a lose-lose situation. A lose-lose situation. But anyways, and then you get hit with this dude with a grapple melee. He comes in. That probably, I mean, you probably wouldn't even have time to react to that. So it is what it is. But yeah, let's see. We spawn in. We're going back to B. Okay. Are we going to turn invis here? Yes. Okay. We smoke dive. Okay. You did it to an ally, so you got a grenade charge back. Perfect. Invis for 10 seconds. Going out here. I'm gonna do a flow. Whoa. Why on earth did you just throw another smoke grenade here? Okay. So something again. Okay. Maybe you don't know about this, right? Maybe you don't know about this. That's fine if not, but I'm going to give you, a pointer here. Whenever you use a trapper's ambush dive, notice how long your invisibility timer is. You get 9 seconds. I think it's actually 10 seconds because 0 is a counter, but let's just say 9 seconds, right? 9 seconds of invisibility. Anything you do to turn invisible, with the exception of one thing, will take you out of invis and turn you back invis. If you're in PvE and you get a finisher, if you're invisible and you finish an enemy, it turns you visible, and then after that that enemy is dead, then you're back invisible and it resets, it starts that timer at 7 seconds or whatever, right? Rat King, you got to shoot, or if you throw a grenade, or if you throw another melee grenade, you're going to come invisible as you throw the melee, and then when it sticks to something, that's whenever it's going to turn you invisible again. But when you have an invisibility timer, regardless of the length, anytime you dodge, it will reset the timer back to its original state. Okay. Now, why do I say this? Because up here, notice you have a dodge. You see your invis timer is running out. Right now, you should be dodging again, right? Right now, you should be dodging again because it will reset that timer back to 9 seconds. 9 seconds. And 9 seconds, that's two extra seconds. And we've already established seconds are very important in this game, right? So you would have 9 seconds and your dodge comes back in 14. So meaning by the time you come out of invis, you only got 5 seconds so you can dodge again, right? But instead, you throw a smoke here, and actually look at the timer here. Oh, we'll keep the red circle around it. The timer, 7 seconds, right? Because whenever you use a smoke bomb as a trap, instead of smoke diving, it only gives you a 7-second timer. Okay, so I would have, instead of throwing this smoke bomb, I would have just dodged here. Dodge, reset your 9-second timer. You keep the smoke bomb here, and your dodge doesn't take that long to come back. But sorry, I mean, that's just, again, that might not be something that a lot of players know about, but yeah. But it's pinging the radar here. You're going to go this way. You're going to go back to B. A little bit of that indecision we talked about last week. I'm going one way, then I'm going the other way, then I don't know where I'm going. I don't think this is necessarily a bad place to be by any means, right? Like where you are, maybe just be around the wall, because if somebody comes here with a bow or a sniper, you could potentially get domed. But again, we don't see any red on the radar. But this isn't the worst place to be. Turn invis, again, what reason? I have no idea. There was nobody, even remotely threatening you, so that invis was not really worth it. I guess as long as you get your dodge back before you get close to combat, you're fine, right? But okay, what are we doing here? Okay, we're standing in this area for a long time. Now your teammates are spawning behind you, which means that the enemies are either off over here by C, or they're off by A. Like they're probably in this back lane that's like all the way on the outside of the map over here, right? Like that's probably where they are, because your two teammates just came out there, 2 more behind you here. Like these guys are just spawning. Like literally, you can see you can account for your whole team, right? 2 behind you, 1, 2, 3, and then you. That's all 6 people. So you know that the enemy has got to be probably by A or somewhere in that backfield outside area out there, right? Again, and you're just kind of hanging out here. Again, we go invis. I don't know the reason for this. This is not a good timing to go invis. Guy over there, there he goes. Okay, he was using a machine gun. Don't feel bad about dying to a machine gun. He would have outgunned you anyways. But there is one tiny thing I'd like to point out. If you weren't invisible, you would have seen that he was over there on your radar. Like your teammates, see how they're like staying kind of back. They know he's down there. They know that he's down there. Invis definitely got you cucked that time. Okay, he died, you died, that's fine. Let's see here. What's gonna happen next? You're gonna spawn B. Going towards A. Nope, going back to B. Gonna go invisible again. No need to go invisible right there. No need to go invisible. Gonna go up here. Okay, you see red. You see red. What are we gonna do? Okay, aim down sights. Okay, again, aiming down sights here, risky, because if an enemy comes up on these stairs over here, jumps up right here, or of course comes right here, or out of your peripheral, but comes through the door that's over here, you're screwed, right? You're aiming down sights, and you can't see your radar, right? But you know, again, that's just a little nitpicky. But there's a wall up there. Somebody just did a well. You throw a smoke. Okay. Wait. No. Why? Okay, never mind the smoke bomb and staying near it, right? We've already talked about that. Again, you throw a smoke bomb here on the ground and you stay right next to it. Don't know why. Again, smoke bombs pinging the radar. You're invisible. You're off the radar. Move away from it. That way you can take somebody off guard, right? But I've got a major issue here. This dude, he is popping super right in your face. All right, yeah, that's scary. I would run too. But you have something. You have a magic little bow down here that will instantly take him out of his super. This thing right here, it is screaming at you. Oops, arrow's wrong. This thing is screaming at you right now. Like this is your time to shine. This is the super saying, he's a peacock. You got to let him fly. Right? All you'd have to do. Jump up once. Don't have to double jump. Jump up once. Shoot about right there. Maybe right there. And he's out. Right? Don't try to shoot it directly at him. Don't try to shoot it on the wall back here. Like he's popped this super. He's facing your direction. Like I know that it's difficult to tell, but again, as an advanced player, the animations for the super, like where he is, he's definitely facing your direction. And I guarantee you, he's gonna come your direction. Right? So planting that tether about right here, he's out of that super instantly. You don't have to worry about it. And then he's tethered. And then if there's anybody else, in the area that walks on the corner, they're going to be tethered as well, which is awesome, right? Your smoke is here pinging the radar. So your smoke here is to this enemy, the closest enemy, right? Like his radar is saying, oh, well, he sees you invisible here. He sees the radar being pinged. Of course, he's going to come this way. The tether here would have instantly taken him out of it. But that's not what happened. Instead, you just turn around and run away. And I guarantee you're not even going to get a chance to use your tether again during this game. You're going to keep running, keep running, keep running. Oh my God. I don't know how on earth. Wait a second. Did he? Hold on. I'm sorry. I just want to. Did he get a single kill? GG Baku. Oh, I don't think he got a single kill. Oh, he didn't get a single kill with it. So I guess, again, you couldn't have predicted that, right? You got lucky that he didn't kill any of your teammates. But at the same time, you should have supered him. You should have tethered him, right? Now you're kind of in awkward spots. Fortunately, this guy comes flying in. You get the kill. You go invis. What's going to happen? You see the red. You get a second kill. Great. Nice little double there. You see your teammate getting shot, and you're going to turn around, go back to B, I would assume, right? Yes, it looks like you're going to go back to B. Okay, this was a good invis. This was a very good invis because mind the radar. Watch the radar up here. Radar is on the outside ring. That's what's lit up. You go invis. And something actually I don't think I talked about that, but I'm gonna talk about this real quick, about the radar and when you should be going invisible. So when you should be going invisible, you know, in any instance of Destiny 2, here's your radar, right? Oh, hang on, let me draw this again. We wanna try to get a perfect circle going here. Here's the radar, right? Here's the outer ring, right? And that's enemies that are, I want to say, more than 25 meters away. And then of course you've got your big like inside ring chunks here, kind of like this. It's not perfect, I know. And then of course you have your middle ring. Middle ring means they're within 5 meters of you. Whether you're invisible or not, if you're within 5 meters somebody, you're going to show up on the radar, right? When you should turn invisible is anytime this outside ring is lit up, right? Anytime the outside ring has red on it. And the reason why is because, number one, like this is the widest area, right? So you go invis, if you can see the enemy, they can see you, right? So the enemy can could currently see you. They saw where you were, blah, blah, blah. Right? They can, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. So, you know, they can see you. If you can see them on the radar, they can see you, with the exception of if you're invisible. When you go invis, when this outer ring is lit up, the enemy will often think, let me draw a little diagram, right? The enemy right here will often think that you are, you know, what is that ring? 60 meters away, I think, right? 60 meters away or more when that red ring is lit up. When you go invis and you disappear off of that, they think that you're just gone, right? They think that you went a different direction or whatever, and you have just poof, disappeared. Look, he disappeared, right? The little particles and stuff, you're gone. But of course, in reality, you're not gone. Why are you not gone? Because you're invisible. And what you can start doing is you can start moving closer, and you can get within this, you know, 20 meter range, right? And you're still off the radar. Again, if you, you know, if your radar here has got one of the big chunks lit up, you know, like one of these middle ones lit up, and you just go and you turn invisible, number one, the enemies can potentially hear that, so they can hear you turn invisible, right? Or they're paying enough attention, they say, hey, this big chunk of radar just went from red to nothing instantly. Like, it wasn't like it faded out, like somebody's running away, like somebody probably turned invisible, right? So, you know, that's just a quick pointer to anybody who wants to utilize invis. Go invis when that outer ring is red. And that's what you did here, right? And let's see, is that going to allow you to take anybody off guard? No, but the man, oh, okay. No, unfortunately, and it's not going to work every time, right? It's 100% not going to work every time, right? But he also, maybe he's just, what level is this guy? He's a level, hold on. Let me see what level he is. I think he's level 8, right? Yeah, he's a Guardian rank 8. Oh, and he has Wish Ender too. Maybe he saw you through the wall with Wish Ender, and he can't see you when you're invisible with Wish Ender, right? But he saw you before you turn invisible, so he knows you're coming. That's why he hit you with that. Fortunately for you, his Wish Ender can't help him once you're already invisible, right? So he hits you once. He's aiming right now. He's like, okay, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? He's shooting down there. Oh, but then you start shooting him. And unfortunately, this is what happens, right? I don't like the Well of Radiance. I think that once activated, if you die, it should disappear just like a bubble does, because he got a super kill right here. You killed him too, which is great, but he got a super kill. Guarantee you, he still has a super, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, you did what you could have done. You got supered. I don't have any quarrel with that, right? Let's see, anything else gonna happen? Yep, there he was. Let me just back up just a teeny tiny little bit here. Hold on. There you go, Efficient Beast. That was the guy that just cast as well. See, he got a super kill, and then he gets another Well of Radiance. I don't like that. I disagree with that, but yeah, that's the game. And I already know, because again, I've watched this over, you're not going to show us the in-game stats or anything like that, unfortunately. Make sure going forward, if you do, show us those in-game stats so we can kind of see. But overall, much better performance than last week. But you know, let's take it back, and I'll kind of just cover all my thoughts on the video and what you need to work on. All right, so we're back. Like I said just a second ago, first thing, very, very impressive turnaround from last week, right? Like you definitely have improved your skill. You're watching that radar more. I can tell you definitely know how to use invis. Like it's you know, you're not sprinting and jumping around and all that stuff with invis. You know how to use it. I think the main things that you need to focus on for, you know, I guess the up and coming future is knowing when to utilize your invisibility, knowing when to utilize your abilities in general. Because like we said, you know, there were a couple times in that game where you should have gone invis with either a trapper's ambush or a dodge instead of using a smoke bomb, right? Also, you know, you're hanging out close to those smoke bombs a little while, and you're using the smoke bombs at points that really they shouldn't be used, and you're not mind gaming with them. One of the things that I want to see is start trying to mind game people with those smoke bombs, right? Because that's what they're really good for. But other than that, like I said, great improvement from last week. Just learn your abilities a little bit better, learn when to use them, when to not use them, and stuff like that. Also, like I said, I would recommend switching off of Omni Oculus and switching probably over to 6 Coyote. I think 6 Coyote will do you a little bit better, or Graviton Forfeit. But yeah, with that being said, that's it for today's episode. And, you know, again, long video, but of course, if you're still here watching, go down there and drop a sub. Obviously, I did something right. But yeah, of course, if you want your gameplay reviewed, go down there, submit it. If you submit it, I guarantee you there's a high likelihood that you're going to get it reviewed. And in order to submit, all you got to do, upload it to YouTube, upload it HD to YouTube, 720 or 1080 at least. That way, you know, we can all watch it together, and then tag me in it somehow, some way. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and do me a favor, watch the videos you see on the end screen, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you will like them. Guys, I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.